We have a special panelist with us. Everybody is special, of course, in the room, but a special one who had a dream in 2005, and she dreamt of setting up a single parents foundation. Anna Nagy is herself a journalist, a communication expert. As I said, she worked for television, newspapers. She was a spokesperson of the government. And I am really curious to know what is the story here. I mean, we are very proud that it happened, but really, how did it happen? I haven't seen her for a long time, so I'm myself very interested. So the floor is yours, Anna.
Thank you very much. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Probably my story is so long that we have to go out after, and I will tell everybody the story who is interested in the break. It is really an honor and a pleasure to be here with you, and thank you for your interest in single parents and single parenting. When I myself became a single parent, I thought I was the only one on earth. And I thought that my son was the only child on earth who would have to grow up without a father around. And actually, it took me a while to realize that this was not the case. At that time, I didn't know that only in Hungary, we are talking about a country of less than 10 million people, there are 300,000 single-parent families, and there are more than 500,000 children without a father or a mother. It means that it is close to 10% of our population who live in single-parent families, and it is close to 1/4 of the families living with only one parent. But it is not only a Hungarian phenomenon, it's not only a Hungarian issue. When you think of Europe, the next generation, it is the minimum of 30%. It is almost 1/3 of children who will be brought up by single parents. And when you think of the United States, it is more than 20 million children, around 22 million children who live in single-parent families. And if you take a global look, you will see that there are about 320 million children in the world. I mean, these are numbers that it is even difficult to pronounce. And these are families, these are children who are around us every day. It has already been mentioned how poverty is present in single-parent families and how these families are at risk of poverty. According to UNICEF numbers, more than half of single-parent families see child poverty. So it is a leading risk for child poverty. So this is one of the main reasons why we really have to think of them and really have to take steps to help these families. Single parents are not a homogeneous group of people. There are many different reasons behind single parents. One of the reasons is divorce. Other is that when, for example, one of the parents dies, and there are single parents by choice, by her choice, by his choice, and there are single parents who became single parents by adoption. So we are a very colorful group of people. We tend to think and we tend to see the world like that, but in reality, the world looks very much like this. And being a single parent influences several areas of a family's life and of parents' and children's life. As I have already mentioned, it influences their financial position, about what standard of living they can reach or they can achieve. Very severely, it influences children's equal opportunities because they are often deprived of good schooling, of good life, although they, as you already mentioned, they cannot be left behind just because their parents ended up with a different life from what they probably dreamt of. We cannot leave children behind just because they live with one single parent. It influences very severely employment of the parents. I think work-life balance for single parents is mostly a dream. It's not a reality. And it very severely influences the health of parents. According to researches, the health of single parents is much worse than health of parents living with a partner. So this is also an issue that we should concentrate on. And of course, it influences everyday life, everyday routine. I think it is not by chance that children are supposed to be brought up by two parents. They try to walk through their childhood grabbing two hands. But what happens when there is only one hand to grab, mommy's hand or daddy's hand? Then this one hand needs to be very strong. When I flew to New York 2 days ago and I was on the plane, and you know, there is this routine that nobody really listens to, what that flight attendants say, that if there is an emergency, put your oxygen mask on. And if you travel with a child, put your mask on first and then put the mask on your child's face. And this is exactly what we are trying to do. You need to strengthen these parents because this is the only hand that a child can grab. And this is why we have to concentrate on the parents as well, just as much as on children, because they are the ones who will be able to put the oxygen mask on their children's face. And here is our initiative, the Single Parent Center, which is like a second child for me. And thank you very much for the very kind words of Ambassador Bogyai, who said that it was a dream that came true, actually, last May. It is a pioneering initiative in Hungary, and I think it is not only in Hungary. The Single Parent Center opened last May, and its main objective is to create equal opportunities for these more than 500,000 children in Hungary who live with a single parent, and also to help these parents and these families in their everyday life. This is the place. If you take a look, it's a very nice place, a very cozy, very friendly place, which is a community space, an office space, and it offers several services. If you take a look, you can see what we do for single parents and their children in our everyday life. We try to help in crisis. It means legal help, it means psychological help, it means psychological help for the children, it means peer groups, and sometimes it means clothes and food for the families when it comes to this part of difficulties. We try to help with employment because if a single parent doesn't work, it really leads to poverty within the family. So we help with job counseling, we organize job fairs, we do, actually things like helping how to write a CV, because sometimes it is even a problem for parents. We organize communal programs. 2 years ago, we conducted a research about the problems and difficulties of single parents. And even I was surprised, although I have been dealing with single parents for more than 14 years now, that the number one problem that they mentioned was isolation, was being lonely with not having any help in their everyday life. So this is why we thought that organizing communal programs, organizing communities is something that is more than important, because the center is not the only source of help, but they can be of help for each other if these communities can exist. We organize parent support events because when you become a single parent, the number one question is, what will happen to my child? And the number two question is, can I be a good parent if I'm just alone? Should I be a father and a mother just by myself? No, you cannot be a father and a mother. You're either a father or a mother. But it takes time to realize how to do it well. And this is why we try to help parents. And of course, we organize a lot of activities for children because they are the focus of all the activities, I think. State Secretary already mentioned camps that we organize. It is very important. We have 10 weeks of holiday in the summer. And for a single parent to organize 10 weeks of holiday, I mean, it's impossible. It's a logistical impossibility. So we try to help by organizing camps, organizing summer programs, but also during school year, we do tutoring. It's about 22 hours a week that we do, because single-parent kids need good schooling as well, and they need help in performing well at school. And of course, we have a lot of programs for children. And I think it is very important that we focus on prevention. Sometimes we are accused of advocating single parenting. No, we don't advocate anything. We know how very difficult it is to be a single parent. But we need to represent single parents. And I think our duty is also to help those who are about to become single parents to give a chance not to become single parents. And also we have several programs for blended patchwork families, because second and third marriages are much more vulnerable and fragile than the first one. So we would like to help blended families not to become single parent families again. We're on a playhouse which offers childcare for all the parents who come to our programs, and childcare for those who don't come to our programs but would like to leave their child, for a couple of hours with childcare. And we have a cafe where you can just come in, single parents, not single parents, everybody. It's an open cafe, just to have a good atmosphere and just to have this feeling of relaxing a little bit. I know that for parents, single or not single parents, this is the luxury that we can hardly afford. And our achievements, of course, it's a short one because we have been existing only for 9 months. But after half a year, we made a small closure and to look at how far we have gotten. In 6 months, we reached 3,000 families with our services, with our support, with leisure activities, camping, summer holidays, with programs, events, and with childcare. We have, it's the 9 of us working at the center at the moment. But what we are very proud of are the volunteers that we work with. We have more than 70 volunteers, and they do fantastic and amazing job with parents and with children. Either you are single parents yourselves here in this room, or you are not. I'm sure that you all know single parents. Maybe you don't think of them. Maybe you have never thought of how they live, but we all know single parents. And the thing is that we all have the chance to help single parents. We can help them as individuals. If you look around and if you think of your friends, your family, maybe just offering childcare for a couple of hours, or offering, doing the shopping when the kid is sick, it's a huge help for single parents. But you can also help as a company with CSR programs, CSR projects, or with organizing programs for your employees who are single parents themselves, or cooperating with single parent organizations. And you can also help as an NGO, as an organization, by raising your voice. Single parents are a very silent crowd. It's a huge crowd and still a very silent crowd. They hardly raise their voice because they are just happy to get through the day, And this is why, for us as NGOs, it is a must. It is our responsibility to raise our voice for them. And this is what we have been doing. When preparing for this presentation, I thought that it would be so very good to pack our center and bring it here to show you how we do our things and how we work. But then I realized that it was a little bit difficult. But we thought of showing a little bit the atmosphere, the feeling, the work we do through a short film. So let me just show you how we do our everyday life. Maga az alapítvány, ami az egyszülős központot működteti, 2005-ben jött létre. Ahhoz, hogy ez a központ létrejöhessen, jó pár évnek el kellett telnie, és 2018 májusában nyitottunk. Magyarországon a lakosság közel 10%-a él egyszülős családban. 300 000 család és több mint félmillió gyerek. Ezeknek a családoknak szeretnénk segíteni a mindennapi életükben, ezeknek a gyerekeknek szeretnénk segítséget, támogatást adni ahhoz, hogy legalább olyan esélyekkel indulhassanak el az életben, mint azok a gyerekek, akik mind a két szülővel nőnek fel.
Egyedülálló szülőként nekem nagyon nagy segítséget nyújt ez a központ. A gyerek korepetálása, fejlesztése ingyen van biztosítva.
Hallottam, hogy ez a központ létezik, ahol olyan gyerekek várnak, akiknek kell a segítség. Mondtam, hogy na ez az én helyem. Nekem ide kell jönni.
Amikor korepetálásra jövök Magdi nénihez, úgy érzem, hogy többet tudok, mint amit eddig tudtam. Minden nap úgy megyek iskolába, hogy a egyszülős központban sikerült, most is sikerült.
Mostanra 9-en dolgozunk az egyszülős központban, de én azt hiszem, hogy legalább olyan fontos az a több mint 70 önkéntes, aki felajánlotta az idejét, a tudását, az energiáját mindenféle területen.
Minden héten van egy ilyen 3-4 óra, amikor bejöhetnek az ügyfelek, és akkor ingyenes tanácsadást adunk nekik.
Egyedülálló szülő esetében a felelősség egy vállon nyugszik, és ez nagyon sok stresszt okozhat. És a jogának olyan áldásos hatásai vannak, ami segíti őket a mindennapokban.
Megkerestek, hogy jönnék-e tartani egy előadást, és elvállaltam, mert azt gondolom, hogy ebben a központban az a segítség, amit a szakemberek megadnak, az tényleg egy ritkaság. Úgyhogy azt gondoltam, hogy akkor én is hozzájárulok ehhez.
Az egyszülős központ a mindennapi tevékenységével és az önkéntesek munkájával, az én munkám segítségével is egy jó ügy mellett áll ki.
Amikor belép az ember az egyszülős központba, akkor rögtön egy kávézóba lép be. Bárki bejöhet, bárki éhat egy kávét, bárki éhet egy szendvicset. Van egy játszóházunk is, amíg a szülő akár egy tanácsadáson, akár egy jóga órán vagy egy torna órán vesz részt, addig a gyerekre vigyázunk a játszóházban. Fontos az, hogy ez egy olyan közösségi tér legyen, ahol egyébként néha nem is muszáj más csinálni, mint egyszerűen csak leülni és pihenni.